Alright, welcome to the Corel Video Pro portion of this video. Now, I chose this software because it's very similar to other more complex softwares. Just the layout and what it offers might be more or less than other softwares. But once you know how to navigate this, you're pretty set to start navigating through whatever software you may have or be interested in getting. Now, this is how you get started. You have a folder. So right here, this is called your media. This is where everything you add and want to edit goes in here. So these are your pictures and videos and audio files. So the audio file doesn't have to just be music. It could be audio of like someone talking, because that's how a lot of people edit a lot of videos. It's like they cut the video's audio out, or they just separately recorded it through a microphone. So these are your different files that you can add and create. So you just hit add, and there you go. You name it. To get rid of it, you just click, hit delete. That's how you get rid of it. So you can just pick. So samples, pretty straightforward. It's just the default music and transitions that they have for you that's there. So I'm just going to use this one that I already created called Video Tutorial. So if I go over to here, this is called Instant Project. So under Instant Project, I've got like these little things here. I'll just play this for you. So by Instant Project, it's got some already pre-made layouts that you can add video files and picture files and text boxes to. It's already got some default music added to it, so you can use these for beginning, middle, endings, or complete projects. You can use these a lot for like slideshows if you wanted to. So like I used this when I made an anniversary video, for example. So see, let's just click on a random thing. You can add pictures, so you make it beautiful. Oh, nice, oh, happy, all those feels. So if you want to have a transition from one video to another file, or just for the beginning and the end, you just click on this. So here, I'll just show you. Let's put this here. We will now go back to transitions, burn, and then apply it. So see, I can either apply it to the beginning or the end. So let's see what this looks like. If I hit play, you get to see the effect. Now, again, as I said with the Microsoft portion, it's gonna look slow just depending on your computer. It won't look like that in the actual saved product. It won't look so slow and choppy like that. It's just I have a bad computer, and so you might too. So if you see that in your editing, that's just what's going on. Alright, so title. These are just your text boxes that are like flash text boxes. You can customize what they actually say. So these are just examples of all the different kinds you could get. If you want to use one, you add it to your title track, which is this track with the T here. And then you can customize where you want it to actually happen, so it doesn't have to be at the very beginning. You can adjust the length of it. Also, if you wanted to, you can go over to this bottom part, which is called path, where you can customize a path or basic. What does that mean? It just means, oh, instead of just doing its normal animation, it will go in circles. It will come in and spin in, and then come out and spin out. Or it'll just do this, or spirals, whatever you wanted to. You can add these to videos too. So, if I was to add a video like this to this track, what this track is called is your overlay track. So overlay is just, this video is overlapping this one. So you can pick how big you want. You can rotate it just like in the other ones. You rotate 90 degrees. You can edit the length and the volume right here. You can also immediately just mute it. This is how you do the fade in and fade out. You have to do it for each individual clip by clicking on it, and then you do these. Reverse the video. Pretty simple what that means. You can also split the audio from the video. See? So there it is. It goes into my audio track. So audio track, this is where anybody who's talked, so like who's recorded on a microphone, you put it here. Now this track right here at the bottom, this is your music track. Pretty straightforward. You just go back to here, your media, you click your folder, you select the specific music file that you wanted from wherever location it may be. You do the same for the videos and pictures, and then you drag it back down from here into here. So then you can just play with it and edit its audio and everything. So I can also put this here just to show that. So if I go into options, see audio filter, speed time lapse. So what speed time lapse does is it does not mute your video, but it will actually speed up how fast it's going. So you know how you can have like the chipmunk sound effect on someone's voice when they're sounding like they're talking really fast. That's how you do it. So if you hit cancel, cancel out, okay, preview, so you can preview how it sounds. So if I was to go into a video with the speed time lapse, what this means is, like I said, it does not mute it, but variable speed will. Variable speed will mute your video, as it says right here. It will mute your video, but it will actually show the video going fast. So if you want your video to go fast but without the audio, that's the way to go. Or you can just mute it by right-clicking on it here or going through here. Track motion and all these other things I've already showed you, like copy and delete. It's pretty straightforward. What that means, you just, if you hit copy, you add it here, so the same file. If I want to delete it, I just hit delete, get rid of that. I can replace the clip with either a video and photo immediately without instead. So it's really advantageous if you have multiple video files on your overlay track, or it doesn't even have to be the overlay track, it could be your main video track. So if you have multiple files already here, it's really good, because if you hit replace, you don't have to delete, because watch what happens when you delete it straight from your main video track. See, the last file over here automatically gets moved here because there's nothing between them, so there has to be something between them. Unlike all these other tracks where you don't need to have something between each file. On your main video track, you do have to have something. So let's put this back here, and then if I click here, right click it, replace clip with a video, I can find the video and then replace it. So the length might be different and everything, but instead of losing your place, it's very advantageous. So I just replaced it with the exact same video that it was, so that wasn't a very good visual, and I apologize for that. Alright, now we go into the graphics. So graphics, you can add these frames. So what these frames do is if you put these frames in your overlay track, they will appear on your main video. So see, this is my main video on my video track, and then this is the frame on my overlay track. So it appears as a frame for it. You can also adjust the size. So this is also useful if you wanted to put it on a video from your overlay track. But how do you do that? Well, in order to do that, you need multiple overlay tracks. So if you clicked this, which is your track manager, this is when you can have the amount that you wanted to of the tracks. So for video track, you can only have one. Makes sense because that's your main video. Title tracks, you can go up to 2. Overlay tracks, you can have up to 20, which is insane. Music tracks, you can have up to 3 because there can be multiple different musics that you can have. Music files, I should say. So that's how you do that. You can also, if you have one of these tracks all done and edited and you don't want anything to mess it up, that's when you hit lock. So this is when you enable or disable your editing of the actual track. So if I was to click this, which is next to our track manager, this is called show all visible tracks. This is showing everything. And if I was to click again, so if I had multiple tracks, here let's just hit 7 here. See how they all show up? If I click it again, now I have to scroll to find them. So it's really useful if you just want to see them all. Go back to here, overlay tracks, go back to 2, hit OK, there we go. So back to the effects, you could go to color. We're just in frame. So color, all this is just, if I was to add this here, these are used as like kind of like your filler spots. So if you want to put a text box in here, you can put the text in your title track and then have whatever color you want here, and the text will overlap this. So it's kind of like your background, so what you want to use for your credits. So if I go into object, it's the same principle as the color, only you've got an object. So what happened if I put the object in the overlay track? Well, as you can see, it acts kind of like a frame because it's an object. It's not a solid white like it shows here. It only shows the solid color because it's trying to show you the actual image. So it does work also on the overlay track. Flash animation. Flash animation, well, it's exactly what it says. It's a flash animation. So what it does is it's an object that has a little effect to it. So it does a little animation. So if I was to click on this crown, preview it, as you can see, oh yay! So if I had like a face here, that's how it would show. Now, into the filters. So these filters are kind of like the camera effects that were in the Windows player, only there's just so much more. So active cam, what that is, it just adds shakiness to the cam. So maybe you want to convey, oh, this is a very hectic scene, you'd add that. You might see that a lot in like some heavy metal like scenes in like a movie. You can also add clouds and things. You can add brightness. This just is really overall good if you want to add a special effect without it being a special effect. So you can add it to convey a certain feeling that you want either in your picture or your video. Alright, so if I was to go into File up here, now that we're done with all that's down here, I was to hit New Project, that would be just clearing everything I've got. Also, you can, if you saved a project because you're not done with it, then you can just open project. So you open it, go to the file, click on it, drag it into here, and bring it there. So you can work on it again. Saving, like, this is just saving it as a project. This is not like sharing it. So if I hit share, this is actually creating it into the file that I want it to be. If I only had audio, that's when I create sound file. If I have a disk on me inside the computer, I would be creating a disk. So I can create a DVD if I wanted to. If I wanted to upload it to the web, if I click it, these are all the places that I can upload it to, and these are the different kinds of files that I can upload them as. Now, these are all different things here, like DV recording, HDV recording. These are just if I have cameras attached to my computer. Now, video file is what you're going to be doing. I mostly save my stuff as WMV 720. This is what most videos are saved as. When you're saving your file as a WMV, this is when you're actually saving it to your computer, like in the Windows tutorial that I showed, when you're saving it to computer, saving it for your computer. This is when it's an actual video file. So then you can transport it to a flash drive or any other external device that you have, or that's when you can go to an actual website itself. It's a lot faster to do it this way. If I open Chrome, wanted to upload a YouTube video and hit upload and then select file, I can then find that specific file, click it, and add it. It's a lot faster than uploading it directly to the YouTube from this software. Now edit, it's literally just like anything else. You click on that, hit edit, you can customize everything you can. It's kind of useless to have this up here because you can just do everything right here, either by right clicking it or through video and attribute. So just like with the other software, you can split the audio, you can split by scene, you can trim it here. So if you go to this window up here, this is how you would do it. You have your trim markers. So unlike the Windows editor, you don't have to click on all these other things to open up these editing options. They're all right here for you. These are your starting and ending marks. So if I put this marker here and then clicked here, my video would begin there. Or I can actually drag these to find my beginning points. Now, if I put this in the middle here, this is my split. This is just splitting the video up. That's just like in the Windows one. Color correction and all these things are just individual video editing. So if you want to change the coloring of it or correct it, say something doesn't look quite right because of like lighting, that's when you can change it. So settings is pretty straightforward. You go into your preferences. So this is just changing out your layout of it. This is a pretty straightforward, basic, comfortable layout for me. I think you would find it as well. So that's how you get your basic video editing done through Corel Video Studio. So remember to edit your videos, create a file, select it through here. You can hide each individual one, either picture, video, or music. Drag it to its corrective track. Then when you're done editing, hit share, create video file, WMV, 720.